We as women have to learn to take off our armor. A lot of us are just so hard. You know, we're so tough. We're so strong. I don't even want to have conversations about being strong anymore or tough anymore or resilient anymore. I want to have conversations about how things effortlessly flow abundantly in the most beautiful ways into my life. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that little button below, get subscribed, hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content because your girl is going to bring you some good stuff every single time. Now, this is another requested video, guys. Our questions episodes have really been going crazy, and so we are going to be answering more questions today. We got Anissa behind the camera over here ready to feed us in the questions, all the jewels, all the gems, all the energy, all of the things. And also really quick, if you want to submit questions, go to MsSarahFontenot.com. Click that link below in the description. If you are excited to submit either anonymously or non-anonymously, anonymously through our Reddit link, which is down there, and non-anonymously through the thing, and join our newsletter if you want some more stuff from us. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Anissa, how you feel, girl?
I feel amazing.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
I appreciate it.
Okay, what we doing? What we talking about today?
We have questions, y'all.
Okay.
We have so many.
How many are we doing? Did you do the Reddit thing too?
I did not. It's so many questions. I didn't do.
Okay, well, great. Well, then we're focusing on our givers today. We are focusing strictly on them. Come on, white toes.
Oh, thank
you are cute. Okay, with the manicure and the white
Lord.
Y'all don't even know, okay? Back to you, Anissa. Come on.
All right. I want a special shout out to Mr. Who's Who with 6 questions.
Oh, well, let's do one.
Right. Why aren't open relationships more common until engagement?
Oh,
that's a good one. Miss, I'm single until I'm married.
That's a great question. Why aren't open relationships more common until you're married? Was that the question?
Yes. Why aren't open relationships more common until engagement?
I don't know the answer. Should I be high vibrational or should I be direct and straight to the point?
I feel like when you're direct and straight to the point is better.
So the truth is, I think because most men can't handle women being open. I think that if a lot of women, it's like this purgatory that women live in where they have to be the girlfriend with no guarantee of ever being a fiance or a wife. And in reality, it actually makes more sense for a woman to exercise all options because one of the most valuable things that we have as a woman is our youth. Why? Because that's where we can bear children and create more of a legacy for a man. And if that's the case, then really and truly, technically, this does not mean be sexually active with multiple people, but getting to know multiple people inside of the dating phase is great. But exclusivity at some point, what are we being exclusive for? Are you dating to just be comfortable, or are you dating with the intention of marriage? And also, what does marriage mean for you? And then I also think about how men, and guys, I love y'all. I feel like I'm pretty fair to everybody, but this is just my opinion. Crucify me if you want to. This is what I'm going to say. I think that men can't handle a woman or the idea of the woman that they want being with other men, giving energy, time, effort to other men. And so they put her in purgatory of girlfriend instead of making a true commitment to her getting ready for marriage.
So what is the timeline for being the purgatory girlfriend?
I think it depends on the person. I think ultimately it really comes down to what works for you. I've been in relationships. My longest relationship is only 3 years,
Really?
But yeah, girl, I'm never single. This is as in I'm not married. I've never been single this long in my life. I'm always in something exclusive. And I really and truly feel like the timeline is up to you. How
do you feel about being the longest single, like the singleness period of your life?
Mm-hmm. You know what it is? For me, this season of my life, which is why I've been saying, like, I don't think I'm in a space where I'm ready to commit, is because I don't know how not to show up for my man at 100%, which means if I'm showing up for him at 100%, there's a lesser percentage of me showing up for myself.
You think so?
I know so. It's
just for you specifically?
No, I think that's how women are created. We were born and bred as a rib to support. We are following a lead, right? But also at the same time, we're secretly leading as well, but making the man feel like the leader. In your feminine, this is what is happening. And so inside of that happening, that means I'm taking away from the 100% that I could give to myself. And this is my selfish season. This is if it's not in alignment, 10,000%, my answer is no. If it's not bringing immense amounts of value, my answer is no, because there's already so many valuable, incredible, amazing things that I have inside of my life.
That's real.
That's just me.
That's real though. Do you feel like you have to be 100% to even get in a relationship?
I do. I honestly feel like that's the best place to even get into a relationship. I don't think any of us make good decisions until we know who we are. Now, does that mean that we are a finished product? No, never. That never happens. But I do think that you've genuinely got to be happy with yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, and energetically, because now you're choosing from a place of powerfully choosing instead of choosing from a place of lack. Most people choose from lack, meaning you can do better when you arrive at a different place. But if you are in a space of complacency or let's say satisfaction, but still hungry for more, you choose better. You make better decisions. And to be honest, your energy is different, which gives you better opportunities for possibly not better, but like different partners.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many questions.
That was long.
That was
long. But you asked me like 3 questions in the question.
That is true.
What's next?
Why are young boys not groomed to become husbands? The pressure is always on the girls. That is a wonderful question.
It's a great question.
Tay_2_focus asked us that.
Thank you, Tay to focus. Damn.
That's a tough one.
We live in a society where people teach little boys to achieve. They don't even really teach little boys about character. They tell you to be good at doing something, the do work, instead of who you have to be. And it sucks. And it's seen in society everywhere because relationships aren't going the way that men would like relationships to go. The shallowness is on an all-time high. I don't really have the answer. I think that's an indoctrination thing. We're indoctrinated into a society that says little boys need to be good at doing something. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that question.
I believe that the reason why young boys aren't groomed to be husbands is because being a husband or a wife is a spiritual thing, and we live in a carnal world where we have to achieve, where we have to project what others put on us, in a sense. Like, you have to be so centered with God where you have to understand that in order for me to find my wife, I have to be of this character, if you believe in those things. But normally, since God is the creator of marriage, I would think that men would have to evolve themselves into what a godly husband is. And I don't think a lot of people teach on what that is, because there's not a lot of them out there.
I don't think they teach husband or wife, not even God. They definitely don't teach godly husband or wife, but I don't think they teach God, or they don't teach husband or wife. I think they teach women marriage, get married, without telling us what that means or how to do it or how to show up.
Before 35, by the way.
Oh, before 25. They teach us we need to be married and have a family, and they teach men go to work.
Yeah.
That's
so
what they teach.
toxic,
And
though.
it's such a disconnect.
Mhm.
You know, men are out there tilling the field while us women are supposed to get married and have children. And by the way, if you have to deal with your own mental health, or if you feel like you made you're regretful about being a mom, you know, and I just saw Keita, shout out to Keita. Keita was talking about how there are so many women that try to say it's not a safe space here if you want to talk about you never wanted to be a mom. Well, there are going to be times where you don't want to be a mom. There are going to be times where you don't want to be a wife. There's going to be times where you grieve what you used to be before you started to add additional people into your equation, and now everything looks different.
This is true. So you saying she said there's not a safe space for women to openly admit that they don't want to be?
No, she was responding to a video of someone that said that. And she was like, absolutely not. Your feelings are valid. And if that's how that woman felt, that's fine that she feels that way, that she doesn't have a safe space, but don't blanket all mothers or, you know, all husbands, or like the truth is the moment that your identity shifts, we drop our last name and take on another, or we become a mom or we become a wife. And now the way that we do things starts to change. We have to stop shaming and guilting ourselves for the time that it takes to really step into that new identity, because people don't think about that enough. You know, I like there's identity crisis happening over here.
Right.
I don't know. That's just what I think.
Okay. That's it. That's a good question.
I need to talk 38% less. I need to get these down to a minute. Y'all know I'm long-winded. If you've been here a while, okay, you know I'm long-winded. And that y'all love the relationship questions. Okay.
Unfortunately, this all is in here. Relationships and God. Not unfortunately, we love it.
I'm not answering no God questions. I'm letting you know right now.
We still getting thousands of notifications.
Yeah, I cannot. I will not. I'm not interested. And the reason why is because I understand why they say stay away from religion and politics, because people will fight harder for their belief than the truth. And I'm not here to teach folks that don't want to be taught, nor am I here to make anyone feel bad for what they believe. I'm here to speak my truth.
Right.
And it offends people and it ruffles feathers. I don't want no God questions.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well, here's one.
Okay.
How do you know if you should blah, blah, blah. How do you know if you should settle down or pass up for someone better? That's a great question. I even want to hear this answer. And you know why.
You want to answer first, or go ahead, Anissa?
I do.
Come on. What's the answer?
I feel like if you don't have peace in your spirit about the person that you're dealing with, then that's an indicator to let you know that you're settling for something.
Dang.
Or something is not right. If you know, you have to be honest with yourself about where you are, not think about what you want, but where you are in the moment. And you know you so well to know if the person that is pursuing you, because I'm a woman, the person that's pursuing you, do they check all the boxes that you feel like is a non-negotiable, or it's just there's something you can't put your finger on it. You can time will only tell, but it's just my spirit isn't settled. I don't have peace about it. And if you can't make peace with it, then that's your answer right there.
I like that answer. I do. What is the question again?
How do you know if you should settle down or pass up for someone better?
I think that you should pass up on every single person until you love yourself, until you are beaming from the brim, you are overflowing self-love. Because until you are at that point, you will choose from a space of lack. A lot of people are in relationships because they can't afford a rent on their own, A lot of people are in
Oh,
relationships because they don't want to fall asleep by themselves at night. A lot of people are in relationships because their mom or dad tell them that they're getting too old. A lot of people are in relationships for the wrong reason. And the truth is, when you get to a space where you love you enough to get rid of the noise that comes from outside of you, the people, the places, the things, the biases, the societal norms, when you get outside of all of that, now you can powerfully choose. I'm choosing you because I want you, not because I need you. Although I'm not gonna act like I don't need you. I'm going to move like I genuinely want you in my life. And until you get to that point, I don't think you should be in a relationship.
I agree. I feel like if you don't love yourself 110%, it's like looking through dirty goggles.
Yeah, you can't see straight.
You can't see straight. This person could be perfect for you.
Yeah.
But you'll be second guessing yourself because it's a you thing and not a them thing. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes back to the identity thing. You know, I talk about it sometimes with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about, I don't know if he made this up or I made this up, to be honest, but I'm going to give him credit because it's all a blur at this point. Mm-hmm. But, you know, our identity and the way that we see ourselves works like a thermostat. No matter how cold it is outside or how hot it is outside, when I set the temperature, it will blow the correct amount of air to make sure that the room is at that temperature automatically. Our identity works the same. If we are in a place where we haven't addressed our traumas and our triggers from the past, if we have abandonment issues, if we feel like we're not enough, if we feel like, we aren't worthy, if we feel any of those negative trauma experiences that are now triggers because we haven't identified and really dealt with the trauma of it all, then the reality of it is you will automatically regulate back to what you believe that you deserve. So until you're in a place where you're truly happy with yourself, you're choosing from a place of toxicity, really. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that. I feel as if that people are so used to running to comfort, than digging up what it means to heal for them.
We're wired that way, right? Like neurologically speaking, the brain wants comfortability. It's actually when people are like, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's not natural. Like I'm talking scientifically speaking, our bodies seek comfortability because it's safe.
Right.
It's fight or flight. Right. So I agree with you. You've got to be intentional about your growth and your healing. And it sucks. It's the hardest thing ever.
Nobody ever wants to intentionally go out into outside their comfort zone.
Right.
Until
you're sick of your own shit.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes you can get calloused over.
Yeah.
Like you can just start becoming numb to your own BS and just get into like a bad cycle of the same cycles.
It's a cold world.
Yeah. And you're so calloused over where it's only going to take God himself to chisel away at the scars that you've created.
Yeah.
Because at that point, there's nothing that you can do to fix you.
And you know what that got me thinking about?
What?
I think that this is one of the most beautiful things about love, right? Uh-oh. Because the truth is, even when we're healed, we're never really healed. We're always healing. Right? It's like new levels, new versions, new. So that's why I feel like people go through relationships and they never really end up with one person because we're always evolving, growing, and changing. But the thing about love is the people that are closest to you are the only people that can get past the callus and slap you where it hurts. Do you get what I mean? So it's literally like it's only through experiencing new people where you learn the triggers and the traumas that you may have that you didn't even know that you had because that wound hasn't been touched in so long. Mm-hmm. You know?
And it takes somebody to just smack you in the face with it.
Yeah. Or to touch the wound, right? If a wound is calloused over, scabbed over, whatever, scarred over, and it can't be scarred, but calloused over, you've got to get past that. That the only way, because we don't even really know what triggers us until we experience it.
For sure.
Yeah. Sorry. that was a random thought.
I mean, but you're right though, because if I feel like how they say our bank accounts are the average of the 5 people we hang out with. Girl, I feel like our wisdom is also an average of the 5 closest people that we hang out
We
with.
are the average of the 5 people everything, all encompassing.
Yeah, exactly. So everything about us. So it's like, if you are not putting yourself around people who are going to challenge you, who are going to be like, look you in your face and be like, you're effing up.
Yeah.
And you need to like get it together. Because it's like, I say this to you all the time, and I love my sisters dearly, but like, I'm the older sister. People come to me for the advice and all of the things. And I got to the point where, no, I need to be around people who is going to be a me in my life.
Yes.
So I had to go and, be friends. Not had to, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Like, I had to get friends who were going to push me in areas that I didn't know I needed to be pushed in. Because to my friends, I'm doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm perfect. I don't got to change, not even a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? You and Athena be like, y'all look at me, be like, ma'am.
We tell the truth.
You know what I mean?
We have some good conversations.
We do. We have great conversations.
We have real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is? We have the hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is why our relationship continues to grow. Because for me, I'm not sitting around with resentment personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not cut out that way. So I have to have the hard conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't want to ruffle feathers, don't want to hurt feelings, don't want to make anyone feel some type of way, don't want to get uncomfortable. And so they avoid the conversation like the plague, you know?
I don't understand where we get that from. Because
it's science. It's human nature.
What do you mean?
We don't want to be uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Okay.
And also like, we live in a world of fake. We live in a world of fake where telling lies and pretending that you're something that you're not and avoiding the hard conversations just allows you to live in the fake world.
Mm-hmm.
If no one's ever calling you out on your real stuff, they aren't your real friends. I'm sorry.
This is true.
It just is what it is.
It's true.
That's my opinion. I don't know.
Also, a lot of people don't know how to communicate hard conversations either. Like, they don't know how to like we just recently had a hard conversation.
We did.
That was one of the most gentle, like, you would think that
was gentle.
To me, it was, Sarah, I've been through literally hell and back. I
gotta tell you, I have a way of, I do the sandwich thing. It's like, and people hate that I do it, but this is my way of communicating where I give something positive, then I give the constructive criticism, then I end with something positive and people be like, why do you do that? Because I want people to feel good going into it and leave feeling good coming out of it.
Right.
Like, that's important to me. And people be like, just give it to me straight. You know what? If you your whole life learned to speak Japanese, don't tell me to speak Russian. This is a part of my vernacular at this point. This is just how it goes.
And a lot of times it's a difference between like being a straight shooter. I don't feel like that's not being a straight shooter.
I don't either.
I feel like, just like with anything, you have to have a warm up.
Yeah.
You need a warm up when you're working out. Your car needs to warm up sometimes, depending on what type of vehicle you drive. Like, everything needs like a brace yourself type thing, especially when you may be touching somebody's ego.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I feel like people who just be like, just give it to me straight. Either one is used to being scarred or slashed that way, where it's just become a thing. Like, they've learned how to navigate through that, which is toxic, or they've dealt with people who sugarcoated their whole life.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like I also like to ask permission, because what would you like? Sometimes when we had our conversation, I said, do you want me to give it to you fluffy, or can I just be direct in the way that, and you said, just give it to me directly, just be direct. And I was like, okay. Direct is what you. I thought it's true. I didn't know that I did well. I thought I was trash bag. I was like, ooh, that was something.
I mean, I feel like you're way too hard on yourself.
No, I care about people.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I genuinely care, and I don't ever. You know that saying, they don't remember what you say, but they will always remember how you make them feel.
Mm-hmm.
I really take that to heart. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hurt anyone. Mm-hmm. I'm not malicious at all. Now, do I probably get under some people's skin? Yes, I'm very particular. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what I like. And I will say no to anything that's out of alignment with that. And that might make some people upset. And inside of that, I I genuinely don't want to hurt people. That's just in my lane. Like, you know, like,
Right.
you guys are you're my.
But you
My
also equipped yourself
babies.
with the tools to be able to get that, though. A lot of people just don't know how to communicate. And one of the things that I made it like mandatory is when I got divorced is I learned how to communicate properly.
Well, that's good.
Learning how to communicate when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to
That's
do that.
challenging.
It is very challenging.
Yeah.
Knowing how to calm yourself when you want to slice somebody's throat is tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the people that pretend like they've never wanted to slash a throat before. I'm like,
Child, I've envisioned the whole whooping.
It's giving delusional, you know? I wish I could say that. You know, I wish I could live in a world where I'm like, no, I've never been angry with anyone. That's a lie. Yeah, that would definitely be a lie. Anyway, back to the questions. We digress.
Next question.
I keep seeing this. Wait, Kenny, can you go back to this camera? Also, do you know all this time we've had this huge monitor here? Is this my hair or is it the tree? Okay, there we go. Anyway, this whole time I didn't know the time was right there. I'm always looking at you for time. And now I see.
I can see it there.
Yeah. Also, camera 2 is way better. Hi, camera 2. I like camera 2. I think we usually never do camera 2. I know that, but the way these edges is set up, you know, your girl needs camera 2. Okay, back to you, Anissa. Sorry. I digress, y'all. Look, welcome to my real life, okay? You're laughing at the questions?
No, I'm laughing at you.
Oh.
These questions, okay. Oh, guys, so many questions.
Just choose one.
Okay. Why are women afraid of dating and putting themselves out there? I don't think women are afraid of putting themselves out there.
You know, I honestly feel like we live in a world where women don't go outside.
Yeah, because
is it just me?
We can get killed for not giving a man our number.
Yeah, well, I mean, true, but I mean, really, like, I feel like.
Why are you laughing at that? That is
because I feel like so many women are like, oh my God, I want to date, but they really be in the house. And I feel like once you get over 30, you know, you make plans and it's like you have all these ideas. And then it's
in
like
the back of your head, you like, I hope
like
they
bubble
cancel.
bath with a glass of wine, playing music, or like, you know, dinner night out with the girls. And then you go home. You know, we don't club anymore. Like,
why are we trying to find men in the club? Are we still finding men in the club?
I'm not trying to find no man in the club.
I know you. I'm just saying, like, do we still do that?
A man for what? For the night or for life? Because there's a difference. I've never done that before.
You've never had a one night stand before?
Never.
Never?
Never. I'm not interested.
Wow.
But you got to remember, I am a sapiosexual, which means I like intellect. I like a man that can pull me in with the conversations. I love talking about God, stars, aliens, possibilities, left, right, eternity, right? That's so like my thing. And if I see, and also like super fine men, you got entitlement issues, I'm sure.
Like, wait, what? So you're saying men that are super duper fine.
Super.
Like, what is, like, name a celebrity that you feel like is super duper
I don't know.
fine.
I'm not attracted like that.
Like, let's say Aquaman, whatever his name is. I can't think of
Momoa.
it. Jason Momoa. I love him. Anyway, like, men that are super duper fine, they have entitlement issues?
Yeah, most men. And don't let them have some money. Oh, that's toxic. And don't let them be tall. If you tall, fine, and you got some money, and don't let you be good in the bedroom. I don't want no part.
Hey, I'm staying away from them.
I'm not even almost interested. My answer is no.
Seriously?
Yes, because you know what you are? You are a chemical reaction in my body that says, I think I love you. And now I'm acting crazy. I don't need that. I want to know who you are. And before the dopamine start and the serotonin start doing the thing that they do, which makes me think that I like this person when really it's just attraction. It's a chemical reaction that happens in our body that fools us. No, I don't want no super fine man that I just met. Now you can be fine once I get to know you. That's great. But like, and off the jump, no. I'm going to give a super fine man the hardest time. Oh, I'm testing every corner, every nook and cranny. I'm testing this man. But that's just me.
Well, I don't want a super fine man either. I just particularly wouldn't want a man that everybody wants because
why?
I don't mind like seeing women like desire the man that I'm with, sure, but like women these days are so disrespectful. I'll end up going to jail. Putting my heel in their eye socket. I'm not playing.
You know, though, I feel like the men that I choose are the men that most women want, and it's not because they're super fine. I think it's an essence thing.
Look, all the super fine tall men with money gonna be hitting your DMs.
No, they won't. I mean, they can if they want to, but they ain't getting no responses. I'm a tough cookie, but also don't come in my DMs anyway because it's not time or the place.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I think this is a dumb question because I don't even know what it means.
Okay,
but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Okay.
Has coddle culture? I don't even know what coddle culture means. Has coddle culture for single moms ruined society? I don't even know what that means.
Let's Google. What is coddle culture? Hey, it's 11:11.
Hey.
I love that for us. Coddle culture. Google says coddle culture. Oh, it popped up.
What? It's a thing?
Coddling is defined as treating someone with excessive care or kindness or being overprotective. It can also refer to not being honest with someone about your feelings, instead keeping them to yourself to protect their feelings. That has nothing to do with coddle culture. That's just coddling.
Like, what do you
mean? Coddle culture in the sense of, let's say, for a man who is like, we gotta be super sweet to a woman, take care of everything, be nice, never be mean and aggressive, never put her foot down, just great princess vibe, passenger princess vibe.
I mean, I love passenger princess, but I don't think what you like. Don't put your foot down. That's a no. Don't have the final word. That's also a no.
But what does
don't
it mean?
Have leadership? That sounds terrible.
But what does it mean to like? What does single mothers have to do with ruining coddle culture? That's so confusing to me. What does that even mean?
That's the context of the question, Tom?
The context of the question was, how has coddle culture for single moms ruined society?
So maybe in some sense they're thinking like coddle culture is not as nice to single mothers because, okay, you got a baby now, I can't be as nice with you or nice to you for some reason. Maybe that's what they're asking.
No, you know what? I think I get it. Okay, cool. So
next.
Coddle culture, when you're coddling something, you're
like that answer though, Ken.
You're like sugarcoating the truth, right? When you're coddling a person, right? I feel like what this person is asking, because single mothers get all the benefits. They get no, think about it. They get government assistance. They get a slap on the wrist from the judge, the judicial system. I feel like a lot of people allow single mothers to keep repeating the same mistakes. There is no reason why a woman who's never been married should have 8 children by 8 different men, and she is being supported by society. Like, you got to think of it like that. Like, that's crazy. Like, you just keep getting pregnant so you can keep getting more money from the government. And
I mean, how much money is she getting? 8 kids? That's expensive.
I mean, yeah, but
ain't no way you get enough to cover 8 children.
No, the government will take that.
What, she getting 10 to 20,000 a month?
She could be. You got to think about.
I'm ready to have kids.
I'm just saying, because you can get housing, you can get free food, free healthcare.
It's giving no.
Everything.
It's giving hell no. No. I also feel like I personally am not aware enough of this topic for me to speak on, because I don't know the answer. I don't know that life.
And I'm a mom that's single. I feel like there's a difference between a single mother and a mother that's single.
Oh, you do? Break that down.
Well, because a single mom, I feel like single mothers are women who have children by men who are absent. Like, they don't have any, like, their father is not there. That's not the case for me. My ex-husband is there for my girls. I'm not a single mother. I'm not raising children by myself.
And you happen to have kids.
Exactly.
Got it. You're co-parenting.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's valid. I like that.
All right, next question. Why is nobody helping young ladies become women? They think Sexy Red is a role model.
Ooh, that actually hurts my heart, I gotta say.
I blame the school systems and I blame the media.
I blame the media because they don't even put positive things out. You know, I say that all the time, even as far as like Instagram goes or Facebook goes, like you do certain poses in photos, you're going to get thousands of followers, but you get attention. You don't necessarily get respect. And I think that right now they're teaching young women to seek attention rather than respect. And it's shallow and it feels empty and it's not going to hinder you a result that you want. And it's really sad. And I feel like that's why on this podcast, we're constantly talking about how you've got to do what's right for you. Because I'm not here to shame anybody that does anything. Do what works for you. If Sexy Red is happy living the life that she's living, good for her. Love that for her. I wouldn't be happy living that life. And the same way she probably wouldn't be happy living my life. Maybe I feel too rigid or I feel too, structured or whatever it could possibly be. I think that you've got to find your lane and drive in it and just know that no matter who it is that you're excited to be, there is a woman out there that's very successful inside of that field and beingness. And that's where you go from there. Even the sirens had a turn on for this one. Okay. The sirens had a turn on.
I feel like this generation of women or these generation of young ladies are the product of being raised by YouTube besides being raised by parents.
I think that is a very valid point. And I also think it's just a different society. Like, I'm scared. One day, if God sees fit to give me children, however that may happen, if I were to have children, I'm scared. And you know how present, how focused, how like at the end of the day, the school systems, the media is what's raising children. For sure. Because somehow they're going to find a way to get on the internet and see things they have no business seeing.
And then also community isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like our neighbors were friends. My mama could pull up to any one of my friends' houses.
We didn't have that.
We don't have that anymore. Like we didn't
have that.
Well, you said you didn't have that?
Mm-mm. I got hella siblings, not the neighbors. I mean, I was in dance class and we were in the Caribbean club and, I was in steel drums. I had activities that made community.
What I mean is we had villages back then.
Yeah.
We don't have villages anymore. We don't.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's it takes a village to raise a child.
Facts.
And I stand 10 toes down on that.
Facts.
And if you don't, and whatever that village looks like, whether that be within your community, where you live, or just like you said, extracurricular activities, like they've taken so much money out of the school systems where it's almost like school is almost equivalent to prison. Did you know that? Like billions of dollars, and like they're taking away almost everything. The teachers don't even have money to buy supplies, let alone like thoroughly like help or add value to the parenting that's going on at home.
Yeah, I just see it's homeschool for me. It's definitely homeschool.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Without a doubt.
At this point,
it's giving traveling tutor. That'll be me, my husband, and my children.
I've seen that before.
Oh, for sure. Guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure. All right. This is one. This is a good one.
Okay.
Is growth in a man more important than status?
Damn. Is growth in a man more important than status?
I think yes. No diddy.
I think when a man focuses on...
You didn't, did you? I'm just saying, that's a perfect example. Is he not a perfect example of that? A man that has status but no real growth? Come on, don't do that, Sarah.
I don't know this man.
I don't know him either. I don't know him, but just off of the things that have came out legally, that man has all status and no growth.
Get me off the show. Get me out of here. I think a man that seeks growth has status. I think a man that's always evolving and growing will have status. Now, will he necessarily be celebrity? No. And I love how Viola Davis broke down the difference between, it was like celebrity and fame. Maybe fame is the wrong word, but essentially she was saying, you know, celebrity means you have to have a certain look. You have to show up at certain places. You have to dress a certain way to be celebrity. But to really be inside of your craft, the level of respect and appreciation that you will have, because people see it. And you can't help but respect the grind, respect the hustle, respect the growth of a man. So I think that why not both? But someone that only has status, kick a rock with no shoe on.
What? Kick a rock with no shoe?
I said what I said.
My God. Kick a rock with no shoe?
No shoe.
That's painful.
It's not giving ideal. Oh God. She just looked up at me, y'all, for this question. What is it?
How can women become better for themselves and their men? This is a doozy.
How long we got?
We got time.
How can women become better for themselves and their men? Awareness. I also think we as women have to learn to take off our armor. A lot of us are just so hard. You know, we're so tough. We're so strong. I don't even want to have conversations about being strong anymore or tough anymore or resilient anymore. I want to have conversations about how things effortlessly flow abundantly in the most beautiful ways into my life. You know, and I think about even in my journey, you know, when I first started inside of entrepreneurship over 10 years ago, it was very much grind, hard, masculine. And I just think that take it off, throw it away.
Throw it away?
Throw it away. It's necessary when it's necessary. But honestly, that armor came from some trauma that happened in your past and it doesn't serve you anymore. You having to be strong all the time is because somewhere in your past, you had to be super duper strong. And now that's the thing that you, look, the sirens are going again. That's the thing that you automatically go to, right? And that becomes a part of your personality. And now your personality has become masculine, strong, tough, resilient, all of these things, which are beautiful traits when necessary, but they're not always necessary. And people are defaulting to those things instead of defaulting to peace, to joy, to purpose, to fulfillment. You know, I feel like women, we gotta come out of survival mode, man. We gotta stop being the victim to our lives, and we've got to be intentional about who it is that we want to be.
Stop being a victim to our lives?
Yes.
Is that what you just said?
That's exactly what I said. And you know what? Somebody in the comments will probably say, she's privileged. She's this, she doesn't. No, I've been through everything. I've literally been through everything. Everything. I just don't wear it. I praise God I don't look like what I've been through, but it's a choice. Right? We've got to choose. Like when people are like, oh my God, your energy, it's a choice. Oh my God, you're so happy. It's a choice. You know, we've got to let go of the things that don't serve us and be intentional about who it is that we want to be and how it is that we want to show up in our lives. I don't know.
That's deep.
Is it?
Yes, because of the simple fact, a lot of people try to be better on their own, and I don't think it's possible. A lot of people believe that, oh, I can be better. How? Oh, well, I can. Well, if you could, wouldn't you be better by now? I'm just trying to figure out, like, we have to, I feel like the toxic, the whole thing about the woman armor thing is all toxic. But I think what's even more toxic is the fact that somehow we have convinced ourselves that we can do it by ourselves.
Yeah. You know, I just saw this video about someone saying why they don't date Black women. Whoa. And the reason why Black men specifically are turning away from Black women is because Black women don't make them feel needed.
Ooh, I seen that video
and
too.
I think it has a lot to do with this strong,
Black
tough mindset, independent. I can do this all by myself. No, look, who am I looking at? Camera 2? You want me on camera? This one? You? Okay, look. This is my message to my Black men, okay? We need you. And I don't know where or why somebody somewhere said that Black women, we are confused right now. We think that we need to be independent, do it all by ourselves. It's not the truth. We need our Black men. We need to continue the lineage, the strength, the community, the growth, the creations, the literal limitlessness that we have together. I don't know who said or why it is that people feel like we don't need Black men. That's not the truth. Black men, we love you.
I mean,
we need you.
There are women out here Black women who would tell Black men that I don't need you. Because here's the thing.
Twisted, sick.
I know. I don't agree at all because I do. I need my Black man. You understand me?
It's not even just my, like, yes, my, to my
but Black men in general.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes, I need my Black man, but also Black men, period,
yeah, for sure,
are so necessary.
They're needed.
And I literally think that when we go back into history and we see what's happened with the Black family, number one, it was all an agenda to separate the Black family. Mm-hmm. But number two, I think that we have to understand the chip that is naturally on, especially Black men in America, the chip that's on their shoulder because of systemic racism, because of oppression, because they've constantly got something to prove. And there are these subconscious and subliminal things that are happening every single day that go against them. And so and the responsibilities that come with it, and you have to make a certain amount of money. And then the conversations around money and responsibilities are absolutely creating even more of a divide between the Black man and the Black woman. And I'm tired. What I know is, Black man, you matter. Okay. Black women, you matter. Okay. Literally, we matter, and we can create endless possibilities when we come together.
I feel like Black women, and this may be a blanket statement, but I don't care. I feel like Black women say too much that Black men are dangerous. Like, have you seen that video? It was a video going around of a Black man. He was interviewing Black women or women in general. They said, if you had to choose between being lost in the forest with a bear or a Black man or a man or something like that, which one would you choose? Did you know every single woman said bear?
Wait, what?
I'm dead serious. Like, there's a video going around about, would women rather be lost in a forest with a bear or a man?
Like, is the bear a pet?
No, like
a wild bear?
A wild bear. Like a ferocious man-eating bear.
People are confused.
And I feel like, whoever's creating these agendas, they are so crafty at it because
they're winning.
Because it's like, how would you want to be what? Like
I just, when I think of, and look, this is no shade to any race. I love everybody. Everybody's amazing. And also, when I think of Black people, I think of royalty. Yes. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I literally say all the time, like, those emancipation type movies, I don't like watching that because our people were way more than just slaves.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see me as a king and a queen. I want to see me as the Cleopatras. I want to see me as the Moses or the Jesus. Like, I want to see us as what we were, which is royalty, right? And if you get down to it, we all kind of came from a Black woman, but that's for another topic on another day.
I mean, that's not going to happen until we can humble ourselves and admit that we need each other. Stop with this whole,
I need you, Black man.
I can be bad all by myself.
Not me. I can't.
But there's always exceptions to the rule, right? We're exceptions to the rule, but the majority of women, you'll be surprised how many Black men have been ridiculed for being vulnerable. Like, Black men don't even feel safe with us anymore.
That's facts.
So it's like, how can we like ridicule them for going to Susie over there?
Little Becky.
You know what I mean? Becky with the good hair, so to speak. Like, how can we get mad when a man can't even feel vulnerable with us?
You know what? I don't get mad, but I will say, from my experience inside of dating, I think that's why a lot of men will say, you're really different, Sarah. Because I want to deep dive into the deepest, ugliest, most hidden shadows of your life. Mm-hmm. Because ultimately, if you can trust yourself with the truth of who you are, then that means you can trust others. We only trust people to the level that we trust ourselves, ultimately. Mm-hmm. Right? So, I don't know. That's just my thought. Black man, we love you. That's it. That's all I got.
Let's see. All right. Last one.
Oh, I have the sniffles, guys. I have terrible allergies, and I'm just grateful that in this moment, I haven't fallen apart quite yet. I'm trying to keep it together. I haven't blown my nose or nothing, but I'm sniffling, and I apologize for that.
Okay. In Sarah's opinion.
Oh, it literally says in Sarah's opinion?
No.
Oh.
Well, it's in Sarah's opinion, what do men actually want? We need the raw and the real and the straightforward. This is going to be interesting.
That's such a loaded question.
And a man is the one who asked that too. I thought that was weird.
You mean, okay, so you're saying, what does he want in what? Relationship, in life, in marriage?
Let's just stick to what men want in women. This is our favorite topic to talk about.
What men want in women.
Yes.
It's funny because men say, all we want is peace. All we want is peace, right? Which I do believe is true. But what does that mean, right? And so for me, I know that a man at first and by nature is a physical being, which means he wants something that visually he likes to look at. So if we're talking about marriage, ladies, keep yourself up.
You can't let yourself go just because you feel like you got that man.
No, you cannot. You should not, because you're really asking for a lot. And not to say that you have to be this super skinny abs, any of that. I'm not saying that, but do the best for your genetic potential. Take care of yourself, even like nails, get your nails done, get your hair done.
What?
Get
Males get their nails done?
Your hygiene, how you smell. All of these things are important to a man of a visual and a physicalness. Also, on top of being physical, I believe that a man wants a woman sexually. Like we got to think of the innateness of a man, like the nature of a man. A man wants something that he likes to look at, and sexually he can conquer. So I'm not saying you got to swing from the chandelier, but baby,
swing from the chandelier. Just jump off the top rope on him. I don't know.
I mean, that could hurt both of you, but I'm just saying, like you
got good aim.
You've got to, you got to figure that out. Figure that out. What does your man like sexually? Because I think that a mistake that a lot of couples do, both men and women, is they do what they're good at instead of what their partner actually desires. So learning your partner in that way, and then to add to that, go ahead. I know you want to say something.
I just feel like people need to be more open into teaching their significant other on what they need to do in the bedroom. That whole...
I know what I'm doing. Okay. Well, that ain't working.
I don't like it.
Right. Can we try something different?
Right.
Damn. And you know what? Let me give a resource, because I feel like most men, and we're digressing and I'll come back. But most men, penetration, that's sex, foreplay, penetration, done, right? Well, a way that you can learn yourself, there is sexual languages, just like there are love languages, where you can take a test. So just Google sexual languages. There's like sensual, there's a kink, there's actual sexual, which is like straight penetration. There's one that's like all of them combined. And it can start to give you ideas of different ideas that you want for yourself. Just Google sexual languages, and there is an assessment that you can take for yourself. So a man physically wants you in a certain way. Visually, he wants you in a certain way. And also emotionally, men need to feel safe. Men need to feel like they can come home to their woman and they just beat the world up outside. When they come inside, it shouldn't be World War III, and not to say that there aren't going to be hard conversations that need to be had or challenging situations that you won't experience, but it is to say, are you breaking each other down, or are you breaking the problem down? Is it us against the world, or is it us against each other? And I think that ultimately men emotionally need to know that their woman has got their back, ride or die. Yes, you can be vulnerable with me. No, I'm not out here looking for the bigger, better deal. No, I'm not giving access and energy and having leaky energy towards things that I know you wouldn't appreciate.
Energy?
Just oozing. When it just oozes leaky energy, like you are not giving married at all. Like you are not giving relationship at all. Those types of things. And then ultimately, when I think about what men want and what I think that peace means, the physical, the visual, what did I just say? The emotional.
And you said
I also feel like a man needs to feel like he is the leader. And I think women have a really beautiful opportunity to allow and reinforce and reassure that he is that man. Because if you chose him, he should be that man to you.
Every woman that desires marriage should read a book called Liberated Through Submission.
Oh, I love that.
I love that book.
What people don't understand is submission is really the lead.
It is.
That might be a secret that I shouldn't have told, but it's really the truth.
Submission holds all of the power. You can control your man with submission. Like
you can control
like
anyone
women, they try too hard to be the man, thinking that they're gonna control that man when they just be the woman within her divine femininity and learn how to be completely and totally submissive.
She will
completely
girl
control that man. You want your way?
Contravance. That's what we're going to call it. Contravance. Okay. It's not manipulation, but it is manipulation in the positive sense. Contravance. Okay. Through submission. I'm going to write a book, y'all.
Write it.
I'm going to write a book. And if you want to know when the book drops, make sure to hit that link in the description below, MsSarahFontenot.com, because literally there's so many good details in that, on that website. But really and truly, women got it twisted. You really can get anything you want out of a man when you choose to trust his leadership and make him feel like a man instead of sitting there belittling him, breaking him down, making him feel like he's lesser than, making him feel like he has to compete with other men for your love. Like all of that is jacked up. Do you want him or no? And if you do, you better act like it. That's what I think.
I wish I can drop the mic. Just
not these ones.
Right. It's way too expensive.
Yeah, too much money. Too much.
Well,
one more question.
One more question.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the giggle for me.
It's just these questions, man. How come men and women call themselves men and women without doing the spiritual work? It's your face. That's why I giggled, because I knew the face.
I'm not answering this question. How come men and women call themselves men and women without being spiritual?
No, how come men and women call themselves men and women without doing the spiritual work? Basically, this person is inferring to you cannot be considered a fully matured male or female unless you've done the spiritual work. Like, why?
That's not true. I mean, science would disagree, right?
Right. I
don't understand the question.
I guess they're saying like there can be grown children out here because they haven't done the work, if that makes sense.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right. I guess that's what they're saying. Like, why do people who haven't done the spiritual work consider themselves fully mature adult male and females?
Because we live in a society of fake, and they want you to think that you are a full-blown mature adult when really you act like a child. They want you to be reactive instead of responsive. Mm. They want you to be degrading and disrespectful and degrade yourself and not to have self-love or self-awareness because they can control you there.
And they can laugh at you too.
And they do. Mm. It won't be me though. I'll be the outsider. That's fine with me.
That's funny. Do
we feel complete? Or do you have one that you really want to ask? It looks like you're like really looking at this list.
Because some of them are personal questions. Somebody asked you,
I'm scared.
Are you dating Brock in real life?
That's
the question.
First of all, no. Okay, that is my love interest on the Country Wayne skits. He's going to do the podcast. Can't wait to have him. That's going to be fun.
I can't wait to see Brock. Yeah,
it's going to be a great episode. Great guy. He is an amazing guy. Really good guy.
Yep. Well, I feel complete.
Me too. Okay, guys. Well, that is is another episode of It's Giving. If you have not yet, please make sure to hit these links below, okay? We are doing this for you guys. We love, like literally through request, we've been doing way more of these questions. Shout out to Anissa who brought this to our attention. She was like, Sarah, we need to start answering questions. Why am I like this? Okay, sorry, bring it back. I'm just gonna hold it like I'm a church singer. In grade 8. Okay, so we love these questions, so please keep submitting them. If you want to submit a question or you want to get enrolled in our newsletter, well, you will be getting personal things that I do, talking about masculine, feminine, how to love yourself, how to get out of your own way, more agreements that you can make with yourself spiritually so you can live a much happier, filled life and create a life and a business that you love. Then make sure to hit that link below and get enrolled in the newsletter. And Anissa, thank you so much for this brilliant idea. The people are loving it.
No problem.
You know.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I bring value.
Yes, you do. And if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you got to do something about it. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.